And good morning, everybody. This is try number 2. Okay, so we're having a reading day. So if you're about and around, let's do that. But until we have people going and we're moving and doing that, all kinds of stuff, let's talk a little bit about. Oh, let's talk a little bit about this Mercury retrograde. This Mercury retrograde is going to affect us in a lot of different ways. I'm just kind of looking at how I can put, okay, on screen agenda, branding, whatever. All right. So, what we're going to be doing, themes, modern, classic. Oh, is that ever cool? Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Mercury retrograde. This particular retrograde, like any retrograde, is actually something that is quite to our benefit. Mercury retrogrades are not these big, scary things that everybody thinks they are. There are some things that you definitely want to look out for, the do's and the don'ts during a Mercury retrograde, and we are going to be talking about that. But just so everybody knows, this is going to be a reading day. So as we have more people coming and we have questions coming in, I'm going to be doing readings. We're going to be doing readings. Today is a reading day. Oh, Maria, that's awesome. Oh, wait a second. How come? Okay, so I see Maria, and if can somebody do me a favor? Can somebody do make a comment, put in a comment, because I want to see that the comments are working with this streaming platform. Sonia, hello, how are you? This is awesome. I'm glad you guys are here. We're doing a reading day, so I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to. Can somebody just leave a comment for me so that I can see? To go to welcome host chat. This chat is private. No, I don't want that. There we go. Okay, good. Maria Burns. Hi, how are you? Okay. I was starting to freak out that wasn't working. Wonderful. So today is a reading day. I'm so happy. So today is a reading day, and I'm going to put that. Sonia, hi. I'm on the subway, so I might be in and out. Okay. Sonia just wrote this incredible article that you can find on my Facebook page, and you can link to her. If there's a link for that, can you put that in the comments? Because I don't have it. Hold on a second. I should have the link. Facebook, and it's all about this new moon, this blue moon that's coming. So it's really, really exciting. And the reason I am saying that, I should have had this ready. I didn't even think about it. Hold on a second, close tab. I want to get that for everybody because it's a wonderful article. It is so awesome. And here it is. So I can grab that link. Here we go. Hold on a second. Where are you? Where are you, Link? Because I want everybody to read her article. This article is quite wonderful. And I'm going to, how do I do that? Share. It should be in the share. Bear with me, everybody. Copy link. There we go. Okay. So you can go to my Facebook page at Angel Morgan. But here is the link as well. You guys would, the link is too big. Whatever. Hold on a second. We're going to do it this way, because where there's a will, there's a way. That is what my mama taught me. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to go back here. And we're going to try this instead because that doesn't work. This one doesn't work. So she has written this wonderful article on the new moon. We're just waiting for everybody to come in. Today is a reading day. Ha ha! Can't post comments. To some destinations, whatever, I don't care. It's in Auburn Lane, but auburnlane.com. That's where you'll find the article. You can also link to it here. All you have to do is just cut and paste that, and you can stick it in there, and you'll find the article as well. So it's all about this blue moon. The blue moon happens every 3 years, and she outlines very specifically what to expect, what you can do, all that kind of stuff. And she was so loving. She connected with me this morning. She says, Angel, do you have a quote? And so, yeah, you know what? I added this wonderful thing that we used to do, and you guys can do it. And in fact, I actually kind of did that last night with some friends of mine, with Sophia and Maria, who's here, and Josie and Vita, and even little Jacob and Vito we're involved. And yeah, okay, it's called a wild woman ceremony, and women get together. And we used to do this at the Hedge Witch in Newmarket. Everybody knows how much I love the Hedge Witch. And we used to get women together, and we would uh, have our intentions that we would bring with us, and we would use that group energy to raise energy in the circle by dancing and singing and drumming. And we would do this every 3 years, because that's when the super blue moon happens. And what that means is you have 4 blue moons in one. I believe it's in one season or 1 month, something like that. So you have the 2 full moons, and then I think you have three full moons in 1 month. I believe that's what it was. I can't quite remember. I think it's 3 full moons. You can see that. Oh, show and stream. So there we go. There is that little symbol of Mercury, and it looks like it has 2 little horns with a circle and a cross in it. So what you can do is you can actually take that little symbol and draw it and put it beside your cash register, put it in your car, put it in the case of your phone in the back, or even draw it on the back. I don't care. So Mercury, in doing that, will actually negate the power of Mercury. Now, if you're a Gemini like myself, Mercury is our ruler, so it's going to affect us twice over. I personally love Mercury, and the reason I love Mercury so much is because it actually brings up a lot of our stuff. And when we look at our stuff, we're healing. So Mercury, everybody looks at as a negative because it's bringing up our stuff and we don't know how to handle it. So what I've been doing, what some of my friends have been doing, is we've been saying, hey, you know what? This is coming from the healing. It's okay. We know it's a Mercury retrograde. So why am I feeling what I'm feeling? And we're doing a little digging. Now, today is a good morning, Donna Lynn Wilson. Good morning, everyone. So today is a reading day. So if you do have questions, please post them in the comment section, or you can actually join me live. And you'd have to be on your computer to do that. But you can actually join me live and you can ask your question. And I would absolutely love that. So, we're talking about the blue moon that's coming up next Monday. And we're talking about the Mercury retrograde. But there's other stuff that's happening too. So, we're also in what's called a Chiron retrograde. And the Chiron retrograde is huge because this is called the wounded healer. So, anything that's coming up for you in the Mercury retrograde is going to be doubled. And that's not a bad thing. Remember that when these things come up, it's really, really important to take a look at them so that we have this opportunity to cleanse and clear it and get rid of it. Okay. Also, I was just watching this thing on Instagram. It was so beautiful. She was talking about this woman. There was an experiment in the 1950s, and it was really, really cool because what they did wasn't cool, but it was cool. They put these rats in a cage. Now, I'm rat medicine, so this really resonated with me. And when the rats, and they opened the door, and so when they opened the door, the rats tried to get out. They did something to keep the rats in. I believe it was a sound or something like that. And every time the rats heard it, it would make them scurry back into the cage. Well, eventually what would happen is that the rats would get to the door, realize, something's there, very Pavlovian, and they wouldn't go out of the cage. Well, the rats eventually mated and they had little kids, little kitty rats, right? Little mice. And so what happened was that the mice, they put these mice in a different cage, and without using any sound, without using anything, the mice would go, these baby mice would go to the door and they would go, you know what? I can't do that. So we have, and it was proof that we have lineage memory, that it's actually cellular memory in our bodies. So remember, we are carrying stuff that's maybe not even our own. So here's something you can do during this blue moon, this super blue moon. Under the super blue moon, we can actually do a lineage clearing. We can ask Grandmother Moon to take all that stuff that belongs to us in this lifetime as children, things we've experienced that we consider traumas, known and unknown, and all those things from our past families. Remember, our families have been through war. Our families have been through separation. Our families have been through movement from one country to another. All of these things create experiences that we may hold that hold us back. So one of the things you can do on this beautiful blue moon that's coming up, because it's so unique, is that you can do that for yourself. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Renee St. John says, hey, my dog is feeling a little distant from me. What does she want to tell? What does she want to tell me? I get the sense that this actually does have to do with the energy. Also, you have a lot of energy that you're carrying right now. I want you to do a smudge. I want you to do a cleansing. I want you to do a clearing, please. That's really going to help you feel better, stronger, more in balance, but it's actually going to also help. Oh my goodness. Okay, there's a lot going on outside. So I'm going to move rooms. So you're going to want to do a little bit of a clearing for yourself to help you feel more in balance. And your dog is actually going to feel way better too and want to connect with you a little bit more deeply. It's just about how you're feeling at the moment. So I would definitely do a bit of a cleanse and clear, and I would help yourself become more in balance, which will bring the puppy to you. Now, do's and don'ts of a Mercury retrograde. Great. So we're going to talk about the don'ts first. Don't start a new contract if you can possibly help it. The retrograde is from August 5th to, I believe, the 27th or I think it's the 21st of August. And then we're in the shadow of the retrograde. And then once that shadow leaves us, then we're okay. But that goes until about the 12th of September. So it's not as strong. That's what we call the shadow. It goes from the 5th to the 21st, I believe. And then it comes back direct and we can start working again. So if you can possibly help new contracts, starting things that are new, all that kind of stuff, that would be really helpful. Do's and don'ts of a Mercury retrograde. Let's put that up for ourselves. Hang on a second. This is a good one. Okay, so this is from, hang on a second. Let me see if I want to use this one. Hold on. Yes. So this is from the, what do they call it? From British Vogue. And I'm going to see if I can share that now. Stop sharing that one. And I want to share the screen. And we're going to do what we're going to do and don'ts, do's and don'ts of the Mercury retrograde. Hold on a second. What do we want to do and what we do not want to do? Oh, there we go. Let's go like this. If I can, I don't know if I can do that. I hope I can. Okay, so I'm going to put most of it up here. That's whatever I can actually show. Yeah, okay, there we go. So now I'm going to show this in the stream. Oh, let's do it better like this, better like that. There we go. So here are our do's and don'ts. I'm going to read them because there are some that are missing there because it's just a picture. So we don't want to rush into important decisions. We want to take our time. We want to sit in that truth. Don't sign contracts too quickly. Don't launch new projects without thinking. Don't make major purchases. Oh my God, I did that. So one time I actually purchased a car during a retrograde, knew I shouldn't have done. Actually, I didn't do it. Somebody I was with did that. And I told them, I said, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And the car had nothing but problems. It actually eventually was in 2 car accidents, was absolutely totaled. So even though it didn't happen in a retrograde, you're starting something on that kind of energy. Limit travel if possible. So they're not saying don't travel, but try and limit it as much as you can, because it's going to just make it harder to book, harder to travel. You're going to run into delays, all that kind of stuff. Don't cause arguments. Know that things are happening from this healing. If something's coming up for you, go for a walk, have a coffee, have a tequila, sit down with it. My favorite thing to do is I like to lie down when I have an emotion or when something is coming or I'm feeling really agitated. What is this? I sit in the, as I always say, okay? So sit in it, let yourself go, okay, where is this coming from? What images do you get? What thoughts do you get? Don't be so hard on yourself. There's healing. Mercury retrograde is to bring up stuff, okay? It's to heal. So know that it's coming from the healing. Don't let stress overwhelm you. So again, the Mercury retrograde is going to bring stuff up. So it can be very stressful because we're like, oh my God, why am I feeling this way? For me particularly, I had something that was quite in hand for me for a few weeks, and it was really, really good. I was starting to feel amazing. Mercury retrograde hit on the 5th and went, oh, I'm sailing through this. 4 or 5 days into it, I'm going, oh my God, these fears are coming up again. Oh my God, where is this coming from? Oh yeah, right. It's a Mercury retrograde. It's time to heal that stuff. Don't let stress. Don't engage in confrontational discussion. So again, it's about not arguing, but I love that statement because it's like, don't put yourself in the situation to begin with. If you're feeling something, go take a walk, do something. If you see somebody else's confrontation, go, listen, I want to hear you, but let's do this calmly. If we can't do it calmly, let's take some space. Okay. So no confrontation. Don't put yourself in the situation to begin with. The do's of Mercury retrograde. Let's see. We've got some questions before we go to the do's. Renee says, thank you. You're welcome. Donna Lynn says, could you tell me what is going on with my 6-month-old puppy's digestive system? There's a lot of stress there. Actually, there's a lot of stress going on. I really need you to de-stress, and I heard de-stress the home for this puppy. So I feel like there's a lot of activity happening, but also there's an aggravation of the belly. There's something very sensitive. I would definitely take a look at the food as well and how that's sitting, because I feel like there's something that's a little too much. Maybe reevaluate what you're giving your puppy at the moment, because I do get that it's stress. I do get it's a little bit of food, but remember, again, we're in a Mercury retrograde. Do not think for a second, people, that this does not affect our animals. It totally affects our animals. Lori, hello, how are you? Is there anything I need to do to prepare my new tenant for moving in downstairs? Yeah, cleanse and clear the house before the tenant comes in. I want you to also intend the house. So what do you want for the household? You want peace, you want all this stuff. When we intend things, we're putting out our left hand, we're calling in whatever energies we need. I call in the energy of productivity, and then I place that in the floor. I blow it to lock it in. And now that's racing through the walls of my space. So you can do that. If you don't know what to call in, I call in whatever energies are necessary for this home to be peaceful with this new tenant. So everybody will be on the same vibration, right? You call that and you put that in the floor. So that's what you want to do. You want to smudge the house completely. You want to put some new intentions in. Today is a reading day, people. So you want to ask your questions. Kelly Longhurst Jackson, where am I going to live? I'm not seeing you move right now, but I do see movement happening. In other words, action being taken about where do I want to live? How do I want to go? I'm not seeing it's undecided. It will be undecided until late November into December. December, you're going to know, and the clarity will be there. So I can't even see exactly where you're going. Come back to me with that question around November, December. Right now, stay where you, and I literally heard that, stay where you are. October is going to be a very reflective month. You don't want to be too active in October. Okay. Donna Lynn says, thank you so much, Angel. You're so welcome. Lori Ann says, thank you so much. You're so welcome. Okay, so the do's of the Mercury retrograde: slow down, take your time. Right. So again, with the Mercury retrograde, because there's a lot of stuff happening with communication. If you're clumsy like me, you're going to be twice as clumsy. Slow everything down. Take a few beats before you do things. Take your time communicating. There it is. Double check your emails, messages, and letters before you send them. Oh my God, so important. I was sending this really, really important email the other day, and thank God I stopped. I had my grammar was off. There were a few name dreams that were like, I couldn't believe how many mistakes I had made. And it was all through autocorrect because I used my phone. So during a Mercury retrograde, please be very, very cognizant of emails and letters and things like that. The do's, be patient and understanding with others. Misunderstandings were common during this period. So again, going back to, this is a Mercury retrograde. You who are watching have this awareness that it's a Mercury retrograde. So understand that people are going through a lot of emotions. They're going to need compassion because they may not understand how they're feeling, right? Even let them know, listen, there's an energy moving through that's going to bring up stuff. And that's probably why you're feeling the way you are. Do you want to talk? My son is a perfect example of that. He's going through some things right now. And every night for the past 3 days, he'll come home going, Mom, this is how I feel. That's not a common thing because he's always so busy and always so tired, but he obviously needs to talk. And I'm there for him because I know there's a lot coming up in this time, especially with that Chiron, the wounded healer in retrograde as well, which is going to double all this energy. Let's see. It says, be patient, be flexible and adaptable. So you want to, wait a second. So if I move this will move as well over here, won't it? Oh, it does. Oh, is that ever neat? Okay, I just learned something new. Okay, so for your do's, and I'm just going to put that there like that. So slow down, take your time communicating, be flexible and adaptable. So this is a very unique one for a Mercury retrograde because we're very much taught that we need to be organized. We have to do things a certain way. Some people have big routines. If you're routine oriented, throw it out the door during a Mercury retrograde. Now is the time to be adaptable. What do I feel? This is a great time to practice. Follow your feel, follow your feel, follow your feel. Okay. This is a great time to do that. Think before you speak. And again, even though you're following your feel, remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So show compassion to yourself, show compassion to others. Take that step back, take a beat before you open your mouth. Take a moment to really think about what it is you want to say. And is this your truth? So these are challenging times with the Mercury retrograde, the Chiron. We have a super blue moon coming in the Chiron and the Mercury retrograde. So emotions are going to be very high. This is the time now that we want to really lean into our spiritual work, right? So if you do your affirmations in the morning, one of your affirmations today is easy and effortless. My communication is easy and effortless. My life is easy and effortless. My communication with everyone and everything is easy and effortless. If you do healing work, now is a really great time to really slow that kind of healing work down. If you take a half hour in the morning, maybe you want to take 45 minutes. If you're in a job where you're communicating, ask your angels, guides, and guardians to give you the eloquence. We're coming back into working with children now that school is coming in. So we have that big push now to get ready for school. Ask your angels, your guides, your guardians to work with you at this time, because not only do you have all these energies happening, you might have some kids that you're getting ready, or you're a teacher who's getting ready for school. Now is a really great time to also finish your current projects. So rather than starting new things, what are those things that have loose ends? Make sure you do that. And again, if you have a hard time, maybe you're a procrastinator, ask your guides and guardians and angels, okay, we're in a Mercury retrograde. Help me finish these projects. Help me tie up all these loose ends. Even if you have loose ends with family or with writing or with this or with that, things you've been meaning to get to. My newsletter is usually out by the 15th. Got to do that today, right? So you want to tie up those loose ends and get that done. And if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, raisingenergy.com. Also, you can get my readings there, but get your tickets for the Factory Theater because, oh my God, is it going to be an incredible show. When you get your ticket, there's a surprise with it. You will be entered into a draw for an after show event. So you want to go and you want to go get your ticket, raisingenergy.com. We also have a show happening in Belhaven, but we'll have more information about that in September. And guess what? I just found out today. Oh my God, it's huge. There's this thing called the Face of Horror. And I threw my name in there because, some of my friends were throwing our name in there. I didn't think anything of it. I'm a finalist in the competition. And what does this mean? It means that I could win $13,000. It means that I could be featured in Rue Morgue magazine, which is huge. And I get to go on a ghost hunt with Kane Hodder, who is Jason. Jason from Friday the 13th. And everybody knows how much I geek out over that, especially since I was at Blairstown in that diner where they shot the movie. So it's going to be a voting thing that will be open September 3rd. We're actually putting quite a strategy together because it's not just a one-time voting thing. It's an actual elimination race. And it's going to be really cool. I don't understand exactly how it works yet, so I'm still learning. But we will be putting a strategy in place and we'll have a link and everybody can go vote. And I want you to share it because I want to win this money so that I can buy new gear for our team. I want to win this money so I can take our team to the States and meet the other teams that I've met there and go on a trip and take they mean so much to me. And that's why I want to win this. And that's really solely why I want to win this. And I think it's just really cool to do a feature and do that ghost hunt with Kane. So that's the exciting news for today. And you'll be hearing more about that next week, actually. All right. So finish current projects, recognize and clean your space. So this is a good time to clear things out. And funny enough, I woke up this morning and it's exactly what I started doing in my room. I was just like, oh, I got to put this stuff away. I need to reorganize. So if you're feeling that sense of reorganization, this is the time to do it. Let's see. Now, remember, today is a reading show. If you have questions, today is the day to ask your questions. Reflect on your goals. So the Mercury retrograde is also a time of big reflection because as things are coming up for it and we clear it, we get rid of something, we want to put something in its place. So we want to start reflecting on what do we want? What are our small goals in life and what are those bigger goals and what are the steps to get there? So really being really goal oriented through this time is fantastic too. And lastly, plan for the future. So again, that's about reflecting on our goals because if we have these goals, what are the steps towards that? Maybe I want a trip to Jamaica next year. Well, okay, what do I have to do to get there? Do I want to pay off my debt? Well, what do I need to do to get there? These are all things that you want to sit down and think about during the retrograde and then start acting on them after the retrograde. Okay, everybody. We've talked a little bit about the Mercury retrograde. We've talked a little bit about what do they call it? The blue moon and what you can do. So again, that's going to be a really, really big energy, this blue moon energy, because it is the third full moon in a month. And what's going to happen is that it's going to increase the manifestation energies. So you want to get together with people on a blue moon. I think that's the biggest thing. So that again, you're raising more energy. You're raising that thing. Again, we did ours last night. Pretty much we did it organically. It wasn't necessarily on the blue moon, but that's something we could do too. And Maria says, love the news I just heard. Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool that the Face of Horror. I would love to win that for my team. I would love to win that for us. That's probably something that I'm going to put energy into for the blue moon as well. I don't think that's cheating to put that kind of energy in. I really don't. And it's going to be voting. So, and again, if you want a reading, you can always go to raisingenergy.com. If you want to check out our blog, which is tied into this show called mypsychiclifestyle.com, go there and you will learn new tips, new everything. And also we have a page called mypsychiclifestyle.com. And if you go to that page and hook up there, you can actually see this. But every couple of weeks, I also put out blog posts that you'll see on mypsychiclifestyle.com. That's where everything My Psychic Lifestyle is going to be from pretty much now on. And we're going to be moving this show there as our primary location very shortly as well. So I want to make sure people know that. If you're watching this in a replay, just know that everything I'm saying can, like, especially with the tips and techniques, can be used not just in the moment as we're watching, they can be used at any time. Okay, wonderful. Now, does anybody have questions about the full moon, full blue moon, the Mercury retrograde, or what were we talking about? The Mercury retrograde, the full blue moon, or the Chiron retrograde? If you have any questions about what to do, what not to do, let me know. I think that would be a fun thing because your questions are the questions of others as well. And again, as I was saying, pets are also affected by all of this. So please be very compassionate towards your pet. They might be acting out of sorts. They might be licking a little bit more. They might be feeling a little bit edgy. They might be a little bit needy. Just know that the energies of the time, this is where it may be coming from. You can also go on Instagram and look up, or even Facebook, look up astrologers or daily astrology. And a lot of people now are letting us know what the energies are day to day. And that's really, really cool. I think that is a unique service that is just kudos to anybody who can do that. So I keep up every day with Dr. Lennox Dreams. And there's another gentleman that I'm working, that I really enjoy now too. Chris something, I can't remember his name. Let me see if I can find it. Whatever. My Instagram is not, I'm not able to get into it as readily on my computer as I am on my phone. Here we go. Cool, excellent. And his name is Chris something. Chris Corsini. His name is Chris Corsini, and I'm going to share that with everybody too. So let's do another. I'm really loving this whole screen share thing. It really works for me. I don't know if I can. There it is, Chris Corsini. So Chris is, he's a psychic, and he is so amazing in that he actually not only gives you your daily reading and your daily astrology for the day, not specifically for your sign, but just what's going on in general. Every month, as you can see there, you see Gemini, he'll, if you click on that Gemini, he will give you a full reading for the month. It's your monthly Gemini reading, but he does it with sign language as well. Like, this guy is amazing. Like, he blows my mind. He truly blows my mind. He's like one of my heroes, and he's so cute the way he does it. Oh my God, I just absolutely adore him. So yeah, so if you want to check out your daily horoscope, or not your daily horoscope, your daily astrology, which is different, what energies are moving throughout the day, I really recommend Chris Corsini. I really enjoy him. He's my new find, and I think he's just amazing. Chris Corsini, as you can see, Corsini. I am getting more specific with our shows. So please tell people that this show is there. And we are going to start, I think, at 11:30 from now on. It just makes more sense. Everybody's coming at 11:30. So we're going to do that. Okay, let's see. Lori, I need to buy appliances during this time. Is there anything that will help to get ones that are good for me? I don't know. I don't understand the question. I need to buy appliances during this time. Is there anything that will help? Yeah. So as we were saying before, one of the things that you want to do is whatever appliance you buy, make sure that you put the symbol of the Mercury retrograde there. And I'm going to share that again, just because it's really important to know what that looks like. Screen share. I'm kind of losing my voice. If I sound squeaky, I think it sounds sexy personally, but whatever. There we go. We're going to share that with you guys. There we go. Let's put that in the stream. So you want it. So whatever appliances you buy, Lori, put this symbol, and you can do it energetic. Like, you don't have to draw it physically. Just do it with your hand. Right? Just like that. That's all you need to do. And then just place it inside your thing. So if I have, let's say, my book, okay, let's take my book. What I would do is I would draw that symbol, right? Like that. And then put in there. And I like to blow, right? Blow activates everything. So now that's got that in there. Okay. And this is just a really cool little book I just bought from the Hedge Witch, because I love the Hedge Witch. We all know how I love the Hedge Witch. All right. So if you have any questions, today is the day to ask your question. Carla, hi. My sister is in Italy. She lost the car key to her rental car. Any insights? It's inside. And I keep feeling like it's by the door. She didn't lose it too far. I do feel like, if she's careful, she's not going to find it for a long time. Like, she'll end up getting a new one, and she won't have to, because she'll find it later. But it's in the vicinity of the door. It's almost like it's either fallen out of the bag into a boot or into something. So it's around that area. Um, Kelly Longhurst Jackson says, I can't sleep at night. Welcome to the club. Mercury retrogrades are very bad for that because, again, we're healing, so it can keep us up at night. The energies are very conflictive. We also have, again, a Chiron. We've got all these different things. This is going to be a time period when sleepy time tea is good. I love sleepy time tea. If you're in Canada, Loblaws carries, it's got a little teddy bear on it. It's really, really cool. Actually, again, let's see if I can find a sleepy time tea teddy bear. I'm trying to be specific here. No, that's not what I wanted, people. No, I want the here it is. Okay, good. So here is the sleepy time tea that I absolutely love. Let me see. We're here and we're going to go back into, we're going to stop sharing that one and we're going to start sharing on screen the sleepy time tea, celestial. Share that one. Okay, whatever. So the sleepy time tea, there it is. Okay, so there is your sleepy time tea. Oh, in the stream, there's your sleepy time tea. This stuff is incredible. That's all I can see. It's just a wonderful, wonderful tea. It's herbal, so it really helps me. It's probably one of the only things that really helps me to sleep. And I think Calm Stash is another good one that I've used in the past that I really enjoy. No, not Clam Stash. I put Clam Stash. And I'm wondering why clams are coming up. Really? No, that's not the right one. No, that's not the right one. My favorite is the Sleepy Time tea. So that's one that you guys might want to take a look at. Okay. Carla says, thank you. You're so very welcome. So, yeah, for me, I feel like there are many ways to handle the Mercury retrograde. Another thing is just sit down. I know this might sound silly to some people, but sit down and literally say, you know what, great God, Mercury, help me through this time. It's almost like, I know it's going to sound really weird, but biblically, it's that kind of the Lamb of Christ, how they put the lamb's blood so that the Passover, right? That kind of thing. So placing Mercury retrograde, the symbol is kind of like that. You're asking Mercury, listen, I respect you. I acknowledge you. Please pass over. Okay. Now, for me, I'm a very opposite kind of person. So what can happen? Good morning, Amanda MB. How are you? Or good afternoon. I kind of am an opposite. So where most psychics, what they hold Iron, that will actually dampen their abilities. I'll hold Iron and it actually blows my abilities up. It actually amplifies them. So Mercury for me is the same way. If you've noticed, I'm feeling very organized. My thoughts are very organized. I'm feeling very eloquent today. I'm feeling very strong today. And we're in a Mercury retrograde. Now, does that make me less clumsy? Absolutely not. Totally clumsy. Am I using the Mercury retrograde? Absolutely I am. The symbol. Have I had issues? No, I haven't had any, knock on wood, issues with my technology yet. I did have a little bit of a hard start this morning, but that's okay with the show. But that's nothing major. But nothing big. Nothing big. Amanda says, good. And yourself? I'm awesome. Thank you. I am in a really great space, loving life. As I was saying, I have been chosen as a finalist in a competition that I'm going to need everybody for in the next few months because it goes from September 3rd all the way to November. And how it works that I can understand is they put you with a group and you got to get votes, right? And then once you have your votes, then if you past that one, then it kind of pairs down up until the last one. And I think what happens is they keep asking questions and the questions are different for each round. I think that's how they do it. And then you have to vote on the answers. Amanda says, glad you're doing well and congratulations. Thank you. Your hair looks great. Yes, I'm having wickedly great hair days lately. And again, I love the humidity, right? The humidity does wonders for me, baby, wonders. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Today is a reading day. If you have a question, please let me know. I will answer your psychic question. Again, I can't stress enough, though, that these times will affect our animals too. So please be very cognizant of that. Be very compassionate of that. Take a look at their food and what they're eating and how they're eating at this time too, because that can be a tip off as to how they're feeling. The way our animals eat, very, very important. and their activity level. Like I've noticed that Lula, my snake, actually does exceptionally well during Mercury retrograde. She's actually quite active, quite aware, and I've been taking her on walks, and she's been enjoying her walks more. So watch their personalities, especially if they're puppies or kittens. This is a really good time to try and get to know them. Okay. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions today? Just to give you guys a heads up, by September, October, we're going to be moving the show very primarily into the My Psychic Lifestyle group. So my page is mypsychiclifestyle.com. Please go and like that page so that, yes, we stream there now, but eventually we're only going to be streaming on that platform, and you guys are going to be getting incentives. There'll be free readings, tips. You'll get a really exciting first crack at tickets to shows. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Factory Theater, October 18th. You want to get your ticket for this. This is going to be a really unique show. This show is actually going to have a paranormal element to it. And I'm not going to say much more than that, but you got to get your tickets because you're actually going to be seeing, feeling, hearing spirit for yourselves in this show. It's not like any show I've done before solo. And it's going to be in a main stage theater, which I don't think has actually ever been done before. And then if you're in the Georgina area, in November 2nd, for the Day of the Dead, we're celebrating with Canadian Paranormal Investigations. I'm doing a show, and then if you buy a ticket, you can actually win a really special time with us for an after event. So again, there's lots to do with us in September, October, and November. We have this competition happening, and we really want to win this $13,000 so we can get some new gear. We can get out to the States and get the team out there, do more lives, and go more angel adventures. Like, come on, like, let's do it. Let's do this. This is going to be so exciting. We're going to have angels adventures. Katie Métis says, I've been feeling a lot of extra energy around me lately. Who's visiting extra? Okay, that's a great question. Carla says, we'll be there. Oh, yay. I'm so happy. Katie says, we have extra energy around me. Okay, so yeah, that's the other thing too. With this Chiron, with this Mercury retrograde, and with this blue moon coming, the veil is actually quite thin. And as well with this 888 Lions energy and Lionsgate that just came through, the veil is quite thin from now to October, because we know with Halloween it gets, oh yeah, another few days, pumpkin spice latte. Woo! That's all I'm going to say. Pumpkin spice latte. If I broke your eardrums, that's a good thing, because I love my pumpkin spice latte. So for you who's visiting, I think you have a lot of family. I think there's more than just one person. I think you've got people trailing through. Say thank you, but I also would like you, Katie, to sit down, close your eyes, and go, listen, guys, only come in one at a time, visit one at a time, because you don't yourself want to get overwhelmed, especially in this energy that's moving right now. Laura Wilson says, my female is in heat right now, so she's extra off. Question: after my last baby, I feel like I'm done, but not done. Just not sure what to do. You know what? Stay in that place. I want you to stay in that place. It's not a fully, I just heard this, not a fully developed idea yet, but there may be one cooking. So there may be one coming. And I also might even be an Irish twin. That's what I keep getting. I love the fact that you've had another baby. I think this family is very full. If you don't, that's okay. But I really feel like I'm erring on the edge of there may be another one coming. Your female is in heat right now, so she's extra off. Yeah, she would be. She's going to, yeah, women who are pregnant, animals who are pregnant, animals who are in heat. If you're in your moon time right now, this energy gonna drive you nuts, baby. So extra, grounding. You might want to wear some hematite. Lapis lazuli is really good at this time. Anything that's grounding, any energies that are grounding for you. Meditations are good. Affirmations are good. Stones are good. Moonstone, amazing at this time because it's a mood regulator. Okay. So these are all things that you can really work with for yourselves. Does anybody else have any questions? Today is Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Hang on one second. I got to come back in. I went out. I don't know how I did that. I went out and I came back in. I'm so sorry about that. I hope it didn't affect anything too badly. Okay. If you have any questions, today is the day for your questions. It is a reading day, and I will be doing these periodically. So, yeah, this show is all about psychic lifestyle. It's all about parenting. It's all about how to live an energetic and intuitive life. Your everyday life is energetic. We cannot forget that we have our physical, mental, but we have our spiritual, emotional. Our emotional is so tied to our spiritual. So, how in this time can we really utilize that? How can we move forward? Because now is the time for opening up. The gates have been open to us, the doors have been open to us, and now all we have to do is step through. So, it's very interesting. I was talking about that story about the mice earlier and how the baby mice wouldn't go through that open door of their gate because the older mice had been trained not to. So these babies had no concept of what was going on, but they were put in the separate cage. And because mommy and daddy told them, oh, don't do that because it's not, and because it's in their genetic and cellular memory, they wouldn't go past this open door. So we're taking a look now at the fact that, hey, this is open. Be the adventurer. Be that little adventurous ratatouille mouse who goes through there. Be Mickey. Get through that door and lead others. It's our time to lead others, like I'm leading you, right? You are safe. It's okay. It's a universal expansion. I was seeing another Instagram post just last night, and he was talking, and it made so much sense. Who are the ones who have told us there are 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour? Who told us that jobs have to be 9 to 5? Who told us that we have to live a certain way or do certain things? Now is the time for us to be adaptable. Now is the time for us to walk through those doors and feel that freedom. Canada, very specifically, is actually an amazing country for entrepreneurs. We have the most entrepreneurs in the world. It is considered an entrepreneurial country. So if you own your own company, you're already stepping through that door and going, you know what? This is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. So now is the time for us to move through those open doors. It is vast. It is adventurous. It is lovely. All right, everybody. I think we're going to call it for today, and meet me back here next week on Tuesday at 11:30, and we will talk a little bit more about how this moon was affecting us, how it's still affecting us, because we'll be in the third day of that blue moon, and it's going to be a great show. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing too. Thanks, Kelly. I really appreciate that. Have a blessed week. Have a wonderful time. And just remember, there's lots of lovely stuff happening during this Mercury retrograde. Allow it, allow it, allow it, allow it, allow it. Love and light to you, Katie. Have a great day, everybody.